What if I told you that saving money is one of the best financial habits you can have? But saving money alone may never make you wealthy. You can skip the expensive coffee. You can stop buying things you don't need. You can create a strict budget. You can put money aside every single month. And yet, you could still spend your entire life worrying about money. Because there's a difference between protecting your money and growing your money. Saving can keep you from going backward, but if you want to move forward financially, you need something more. And in this video, we're going to break down exactly what that is. 1. Saving money is the foundation, not the finish line. Imagine two people. Person A earns $60,000 a year and saves $5,000. Person B earns $60,000 and saves $5,000 too. At first, they're financially identical. But now imagine that person A learns a valuable skill and increases their income. A few years later, they're earning $90,000, then $120,000. Their ability to save increases dramatically. Person B continues earning roughly the same amount. Even if both people are disciplined, their financial possibilities become very different. This teaches us something important. Saving is powerful, but your income creates the size of the opportunity. You can only cut expenses so far. You can stop buying unnecessary things. You can cancel subscriptions. You can eat at home, but there is a limit to how much you can cut. There is no theoretical limit to how much you can increase your earning ability. That's why one of the smartest financial goals isn't simply spend less. It's become more valuable. Learn a skill, improve your communication, understand technology, learn sales, learn programming, learn marketing, learn how businesses work, build something. The more valuable problems you can solve, the more opportunities you may create for yourself.
2. You can't budget your way out of a low income forever. Here's a mistake people make with personal finance. They believe every financial problem can be solved by cutting expenses. But imagine someone earning $2,500 a month. They already live in a small apartment. They don't have an expensive car. They rarely eat at restaurants. They don't buy designer clothes. They've already cut most unnecessary expenses. How much more can they realistically cut? Maybe a little. But eventually there's nothing left to cut. Now imagine that same person increases their income by $1,000 per month. Suddenly they have another $12,000 per year of earning potential. That's why personal finance needs two sides: expense management and income growth. Saving protects the money you already have. Increasing your earning power gives you more money to work with. You need both. 3. Your money needs a job. Here's a simple question. If you save $10,000, what is that $10,000 doing? If the answer is, it's sitting there, then your money isn't necessarily working toward a long-term goal. Now, don't misunderstand this. An emergency fund is supposed to be accessible. Money you need soon should generally not be treated the same way as long-term investment money. But once you've built an appropriate emergency cushion and handled your high-interest debt, you can start thinking about another question. How can long-term money potentially grow? This is where investing enters the conversation. Instead of only asking, how much money can I save? You start asking, how can my savings become productive assets? That could mean investments, retirement accounts, a business, education, or another asset that has the potential to increase your future financial capacity. The exact choice depends on your situation, risk tolerance, timeline, and goals. But the principle is simple. Don't just accumulate money. Learn how money can create more money. 4. Compounding changes. The game. One of the most powerful concepts in finance is compounding. Here's the basic idea. You invest money. That money potentially earns a return. Then future returns can build on the money you originally invested and the returns that came before. Over long periods, that can become extremely powerful. And that's why time matters. Consider two people. One starts investing early but contributes modest amounts. The other waits many years and then tries to invest much larger amounts. The second person may be able to catch up depending on returns and contributions, but they have lost something the first person had: time. Time gives compounding an opportunity to work. This is why starting early can matter more than trying to find the perfect investment later. And no, compounding doesn't mean guaranteed profits. Investments can lose value, returns aren't guaranteed. But historically, long-term investing has been one of the major tools people use to build wealth. The lesson isn't get rich quickly. The lesson is give your money time to grow. 5. Inflation is the silent problem. Now let's talk about something many people ignore: inflation. Imagine you put $10,000 away today. 10 or 20 years from now, that $10,000 will still say $10,000, but what you can buy with it may be different. Prices can rise over time. That means the real question isn't only, did my money increase? It's, did my purchasing power increase? This is one reason simply keeping all long-term wealth in cash may not be enough for many people. Cash has an important job. It provides liquidity. It can protect you from needing to sell investments during an emergency. But long-term wealth building often requires thinking beyond cash. You need to understand the relationship between saving, investing, inflation, and time. 6. The biggest asset you have might be yourself. Here's something people don't talk about enough. Before you invest in the stock market, you may want to invest in yourself. Why? Because your ability to earn money is an asset. Imagine spending a year learning a skill that helps you earn an additional $10,000 per year. That skill doesn't just give you money once, it can potentially increase your earning ability for years. Maybe you become better at sales, maybe you learn video editing, maybe you learn software development, maybe you understand digital marketing, maybe you become an excellent manager, maybe you build a business. The specific skill doesn't matter as much as the principle: increase your ability to create value, because the more valuable you become, the more opportunities you may have to increase income, and higher income can create more room for saving and investing. So sometimes the best financial investment isn't an asset you buy, it's a capability you develop. 7. Wealth is not the same as looking wealthy. There's another trap that destroys people's ability to build wealth: lifestyle inflation. You get a raise, your income increases, and suddenly your expenses increase too. A better apartment, a newer car, more restaurants, more subscriptions, more expensive vacations, more shopping, and eventually, you're earning more but still feel broke. Why? Because your lifestyle grew at the same speed as your income. Imagine getting a $10,000 raise. If you spend the entire $10,000, your financial position may barely improve. But if you use part of that additional income to increase savings, eliminate expensive debt, or invest for the long term, your future could look very different. This is one of the quiet differences between looking rich and becoming wealthy. Looking rich requires spending. Building wealth requires ownership. 8. Ownership is a different game. Think about your paycheck. You work, your employer pays you, you stop working, and the paycheck stops. That's earned income. But ownership works differently. If you own an asset that produces income or potentially appreciates in value, that asset can contribute to your financial future even when you're not actively working every minute. This could include investments, business ownership, or other productive assets. Again, none of these are guaranteed, but this is the fundamental idea behind wealth building. You don't want your future to depend entirely on selling your time. You want to gradually build assets that can work alongside your income. That is the transition from working only for money to using money to build future financial capacity. 9. The real formula for building wealth. So if saving alone isn't enough, what is? Think about wealth building as a simple system: earn, save, protect, invest, repeat. First, earn more, develop skills, and increase your value. Second, save consistently. Don't spend everything you make. Third, protect yourself. Build an emergency fund, manage risk, and avoid destructive high-interest debt. Fourth, invest for the long term. Put appropriate money into assets based on your goals, timeline, and risk tolerance. And finally, repeat. Not for 1 month, not for 3 months, for years. Because wealth is rarely created by one dramatic financial decision, it's usually created by thousands of small decisions repeated over a long period. 10. Stop asking, how can I get rich fast? This might be the most important lesson in the entire video. The internet is full of promises. Make $10,000 this weekend. Become a millionaire in 6 months. Buy this stock before it explodes. Here's the secret wealthy people don't want you to know. Be careful. Real wealth usually looks much more boring. It's saving consistently, avoiding unnecessary debt, increasing income, investing patiently, controlling lifestyle inflation, learning continuously, and staying in the game. The boring strategy is often difficult precisely because it doesn't give you instant excitement. But financial freedom isn't supposed to be exciting every day. It's supposed to give you more choices over time. Conclusion. So, why won't saving money alone make you rich? Because saving is only one part of the equation. Saving can protect you, but income gives you more fuel. Investing gives your money the opportunity to grow. Compounding rewards, time, skills can increase your earning power, and ownership can help you build wealth beyond your paycheck. So don't stop saving. Upgrade what saving means. Save your money, protect your money, learn how to invest, increase your income, build valuable skills, and slowly acquire productive assets. Because the goal isn't simply to have a bigger bank balance, the goal is to create a financial system that gives you more freedom, more choices, and more control over your future. And remember this, you don't become wealthy because you saved money once. You build wealth by repeatedly making your money, your skills, and your time work together. Outrow/CTA. If this video changed the way you think about saving and wealth, don't keep that idea to yourself. Subscribe to Rich Mind Academy for more videos about money, investing, income, business, and the psychology behind building wealth. And in the comments, answer this. What's one financial habit you're going to change after watching this video? Because your financial future isn't built tomorrow. It's built by what you do with your money today.